So something new just happened, and it's pretty big in my opinion, and that's that World Painter 2.9 got released. And this adds full height support for 1.18 heights, which means I can go all the way up to 320 to -64. And this is a very big feature because now I can import my world machine maps. So if you go here, I've had this map that I've been waiting to import for so long now. It's basically a test one that I've been working on, and it has a lot of different outputs. Like here, I've generated color map for it, so I can color the terrain better. And I may or may not use this. I probably will just because why not? I got rivers, I got snow, I got everything. I got the main height map. This is just a pretty intense map that I've been working on in preparation for when this update comes out. And it's finally out. So in this video, I guess we're gonna just make the map and see if it works. And this is big because once I get confirmation that this just works, I will be able to make whatever maps I want. So next thing I'm gonna do is do my start on my big project. Now I'm still trying to decide how big I want it. This here is a 4,000 by 4,000 map. I might make my big one 8,000 by 8,000. I just don't know yet, but it's gonna be big and it's gonna be insane. So yeah, let's just get into this video. I'm gonna be showing just various World Painter stuff I do, and yeah, it's gonna be more of a World Painter video. So I've restarted World Painter, and let's just try this again. So, tools, change map format, 118. Let's just try this. Import height map. Okay, this is what we want. However, this needs to be 319, I believe. Yes. Let's just set that to 0, -50 for now. Because I don't know what the water level actually is yet. But this has got to be it. Come on, please work. Yes. Let's go. So those are the settings you need to do, I believe. We can double check this by just checking. Oh, look, it didn't add a weird border this time. That's nice. You can check this, 233. Check that there's no height cutoffs. Let's find the highest point in the World Painter map, or World Machine map. That's going to be around here. If we're looking at it like this, it's going to be approximately right here. Okay, so highest point's going to be right around here, and we need to check that this is approximately height 296. Yep, that is what we want. Okay, so that's the right one. Now for water level, it's kind of hard to see, but I always do it to the height where it starts to get really flat. You see, believe right around there. Let's try that one. Make sure there's no huge flat areas and we still have a kind of beach. Yeah, this seems to be the right one. So we're going to do that as the water height. Okay. Wow. So let's just start fill with terrain type bare grass. Get that out of the way. And next thing we're going to do is start doing your layering. So for this, you know, I'm actually going to use the mask I made just for a demonstration, I guess. Do you want to save? Yes, we'll name this. Save that. This is still in beta, so don't want to screw anything up. What? Because Seems like there's still some bugs that can happen, but let's hope that it's still good. So it loaded. Okay, that's good. Double check that our heights are still good. Yep. So let's get this on file, tools, import, mask as terrain or layer. We're gonna do the color one. And in this 1-to-1, pretty much nothing else we have to do. And look at that. Those are our annotations. So this is gonna tell me where I need to put the gradient I'm using is grass, moss, moss cobbled, tufts, cobbled deep slate, smooth basalt, tough, andesite, cobblestone, stone. So let's just leave this like that, and now we're going to import another mask. Mask as terrain or layer. This time I'm going to do the snow one. 1-to-1. So now if I go to annotations, it's going to look completely different. Yep. So first thing to do, let's get the snow out of the way. Okay. So that's going to be our snow coloring. And I guess the season is going to be spring because I'm kind of too lazy. So normally I would go to these top areas and convert them to like a not grass, because right now it's all grass. But I'm just going to assume the map season is going to be around spring. So these can stay as grass. The snow's just melting. There's not even a lot of snow. So I think that'll be pretty fitting. Yeah, so next thing to do is terrain. We need to get our custom terrain in here, or custom layers in here. Terrain from file. Okay, wait. A lot of these are outdated. Let's make sure I'm doing the right ones. From Another World, most recent one was this one. Pine Trees New, that's a good one. Medium Stream, yep, we got everything we need. So let's go to custom layers, medium stream, and I guess you could see what this is. It's basically material water, thickness -3, width 3, name medium stream, and that's pretty much it. So this is just going to get applied only on blue annotations, obviously. And actually, you know what I like to do though is do it only below 45 degrees, otherwise it can cause, or 50 degrees. So 45 is where you have a even step from one block to the next, like one block steps going upwards, right? So if you do too high, what will happen is the water will be floating, kind of, not floating in the air, but it'll be columns of water because it'll start placing it like 2 blocks tall, and then it'll overflow and cover the whole terrain. So I'm going to try below 44 this time and see if that works. Actually below 50 I think is what I did last time, because I was running into some problems of not having enough coverage. Yeah, so only on blue annotations. Medium stream. Let's turn this off just so I can see what I get here. So if you look at this, if I did it right, you should see streams that don't get cut off. So if I set that cutoff value to too low, it might cut it off like here or something, which I don't want. But what it is going to cut off, I guess right here is a good example. See this line where there probably would be a stream normally. I've cut it off. Yeah, I think this is looking quite good. So now we'll do the snow. So let's show these. So now the way I do snow is fill with layer, frost, only on annotations white. Make sure none of these above or below are selected. And then fill with terrain type, deep snow, again, only on annotations, white. Make sure nothing else is selected. Boom, easy. So if I turn off annotations, you'll now see there's a big patch of white here. Now the one last thing I like to do is you'll notice in the annotations I actually have some pink or purple colored and blue here, and that's where the stream actually intersects with the snow. And what I've found is it looks really nice is if you just do some grass for that, ice for that. So we'll fill terrain. I have a customized terrain, but all these customs are just normal blocks. I've just renamed them for easy access, right? Because if I'm going to use these all the time, I just have them all right here, and I don't have to dig through this huge list of them. So these are all my normally used ones. That's packed ice. So only on purple. Let's not care about any of that. So let's double check that worked. Annotations don't show. Yep, it did it. So now the one last color I believe is light blue. Or yeah, I have to do light blue for that. Annotations, light blue. Okay. Nice, it did it. So at this point, the terrain itself is painted. Other than the rivers, I do want to paint the rivers. So next thing to do is add the beach. So the way I do that is I go to terrain, sand. I don't have a custom for this one just because it's only used for like one thing. But I like to use this brush, the plateau circle, with the spray paint can, and set it to around a pretty high intensity. And then I'm only going to do this on terrain, bare grass, and then the more important thing is I don't go 3 or so blocks above this water height. -30 is what we want. Yep. Okay, so now if I do that, you see how it cuts it off. I don't like it cut off, so that's why I use this brush. So then I just go and just paint it. It is kind of noisy, but it is what it is. I feel like there's not really much other methods of doing grass that I think looks nice. Beaches, it really is like a manual process and it takes a while. And there's really nothing else you could do.
As the leaves start falling down and the shadows above the town, I can finally see you now. I see the fear inside your eyes, I see the pain hidden in your smile. I can finally see you now.
Okay, now I've done all the beaches. Some areas there's less than others. I like having different sizes. I just like keeping it different so it's not all super consistent around the outside. So I'm gonna do some underwater painting. The way I'm gonna do that is terrain, sand. Now the sand is gonna go wherever it's flatter, so below 20 degrees. Only on doesn't matter where it is, but it has to be below -33. So below 20 degrees. This one's going to be above 20 degrees, above 19, just to make sure it covers it. And we're going to do some rock. You know what we'll do? Do something darker, but later. I think stone should work. I was going to use gravel, but that might look kind of weird given the slopes we're kind of dealing with down there. So I'll just use stone. Obviously, this is underwater, so I'm not concerned about how it looks. I just want it to be somewhat colored with something. So any of these slopes are going to be stone now, and any of this kind of flatter area is going to be sand, hopefully. So that's what that did. So now I can move on to coloring the rivers. Now what I do for the rivers is I have these riverbed materials. I use both of them actually. So I'm going to put this one below the river. So this one's just going to go everywhere, but only on medium stream. So did that right. Hopefully now, yep, you should see some coloring under the stream. That color's under the stream. And if you're wondering what this one is, it is this. It's pretty crazy. It's kind of a camo, I guess. But yeah, so now after that, now I can do coloring around the stream. Now this one, it doesn't matter what it's on or below, as long as it's below 20 degrees. And for this, I like to use a pretty hard cutoff. Either this one, I forgot what I used last time, I'll just experiment. But, see like right, where is it? Right here. We got this like, this curvy area. Now when it's really curvy, what I like to do is put this one in the interior. Actually, make sure this is except on layer medium stream, I forgot. So, why is this another condition? Maybe let's try below 30. And I'm only going to do on bare grass, by the way, just to make sure we're doing this right. Yep. So, I put these in the interiors. Now, if you look at pictures of streams, I guess. Whoops. Can see here that they throw rocks to the sides, and that's what I'm kind of going for. You see in the interior here, there's some rocks. They move depending on the season, and basically there's areas where there's rocks but there's no water. And what I'm trying to say, I guess. So in here, I like to add this curvature. I did it wrong here, but basically, you see if I do this on the outside, then it's going to add those rocky areas. Now what this layer is basically just that, rocks. So I'm just going to go and do that occasionally, some of these. It doesn't really matter where I do it and don't do it, as long as it's happens somewhere. Along these deep valley areas, I don't do it at all, just because it's too much going on. I'll sometimes increase or decrease the intensity of it. Just kind of go, it's completely random.
Dreaming with no sound, silent scream so loud, trying to break through anyway to you. Your tears fall out. I can see your pain. It's time to fix you up again. For your love, I take the sun from the sky, I steal the moon from the night, and I will never let go. For your love, I will climb any mountain, stand at the top, shout it loud, you'll hear my love falling down like it ain't.
Okay, so now I think I'm pretty much done with the stone stuff. Some areas I'll add some more as I go, because I'm only halfway, remember. I have to add the other half of it. So the other half is this. Now again, if we go back to these pictures of rivers, we can see that sometimes the river, when it curves, here's a good example. When you have a curve, right, the outside there's going to be rocks like over here, and the inside, this area is really wet in here. So in order to replicate that, I have this wet terrain. Now this is what's also underneath the river, but I can use it as kind of a wet area. So for example, let's find a good spot. Here's a good spot. This is a very curved area. It's actually a bit too high, so it's actually a bad spot, or a bit too high in angle. You don't want it to be too angled. You want to do this where it's flat. So here's a good area. It's a bit curved. Here's another area inside Confluence. This works. Here's another one. And basically, I just go through and add this, but in the interior of the curves instead of the exterior, if that makes sense. So it's kind of the opposite of what I was doing before, but quite similar in idea. Now you'll also notice over here I marked this red. You might be like, why did you do that? Well, it's because this is where I want to put a lake or a pond in there. So once I'm done with this, I'll get to that.
Yeah, you could be the greatest, you could be the best, you could be the King Kong banging on your chest. You can beat the world, you can beat the war, you can talk to God, go banging on his door. You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock, yeah. You can move a mountain, you can break rocks, you can be a master, don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you gon' find yourself. Teachers, be politicians, be preachers, yeah, be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions, be truth seekers, be students, be teachers, be politicians, be preachers. champions. Be believers, be leaders, be astronauts, be champions. You can be the greatest, you can be the best. You can be the King Kong banging on your chest. You can beat the world, you can beat the world. You can top the guy who's banging on the
Okay, so I think I'm done with the various rivers. Last thing I'm going to do here is add this lake. So it's quite easy to do. First thing, I just get some bare grass and I just go at it, get rid of all this junk. Yep, and then again, I need to get rid of the stream too. So the way I do that, click on medium stream and right click it. So I'll go up to there. Next thing I need to do is actually flatten. I hope I didn't do anything weird. Okay. Next thing I need to do is flatten this area or smooth it out first. So I'm just going to hit it with the smooth brush. And again, I'm going to hit this area with the grass because now it's kind of weird. So I think that should be good enough. So I will just quick hit it with this again. And it wants to autosave, look, which is nice, but wrong one. Put this more there. It's a bit much, so I'll hit some more there. Okay, I think that should look good enough. So now, I'm just gonna actually do it before I do the water this time. I'm tripping out here. Some terrain, that one. Whoops. I'm gonna hit it pretty hard like that. And I'll replace some of this with beach. So sand. Again, I'm gonna use my typical sand brush. Hit that pretty hard along the edge. And then along some of the edges, I'm just gonna do bare grass. I like to do different things in different areas. I think that always gives the best result, so it's not all consistent. Okay, I think some more sand right here should be nice. Now I can fill it. So I think it needs a bit more around the edges. Let's hit it with the spray can. There. Yeah, that should be good. So now back to our stream. Make sure this is a hard brush. I'm just gonna do that. Now that should connect it right. If it doesn't, oh well, I can fix it later when I'm actually in the world. But let's see. In terms of other pawns, It's not too many spaces. This map is has a lot of height changes, so this isn't the ideal map to make a bunch of lakes and ponds everywhere, but normally I would. Yeah, there isn't too many places. So I think actually what I'm going to do now is just export this, make sure it looks nice. So here we are in the actual game after I've exported it. And from what I could tell, it worked. Yeah, our rivers are looking good. So now rocks and trees. So, and grass. I always start with grass. I do a method that always the same thing every time. I saw this in a video. It works quite well. So this medium grass thing I got here. This is what it looks like. It's fern and grass. Tall grass. This is what this one looks like. It's various stuff combined together. Now, another thing I kind of want to do is do a... Oh, you know what? I'm going to try something new with these rivers. I'm going to add a new layer. Add ground cover layer. How did this one was it? Custom plants layer. So this is going to be river plants. Color is going to be that. Let's do, so we'll start with the obvious. We need, we'll do 2-to-1 ratio of those. We'll do some, so I'd like more, 4-to-2, and then we'll add one of these, one of these, one of these, one of these. And a lot of moss carpets as well. Put more of those in. This 35%, that's a bit high. Percent 16. I think that should be good. Yep, that should be good. So what this is gonna do, I'm gonna do only on bare grass, below 20 degrees, and above y equals, except on medium stream. That doesn't matter. We're gonna decrease this very significantly down to like 10-20% should work. We're just gonna go at it. this is what this looks like. I think there might be a bit too many azaleas for sure, because we're getting like a flat thing here. I don't want that. Other than that, I think it's good. So I'm gonna start with tall grass here. Only on bare grass, 15% intensity. Below 25 degrees. So now I'm going to do the same thing, 8% intensity, above 25 degrees. Okay, now for a medium grass, I'm going to do 29% intensity, below, hit it with that. Then above 8%. So now it is time for the trees. And actually real quick, I'm gonna drop this down to 3. Okay. So for trees, I have this new set of trees that I recently made. This is a combination of ones from various tree packs and ones that I've actually made. I've made probably about half of them actually. So this is definitely my favorite set of trees I've used so far. It's just really it's diverse. See, there's like, they're all pines, which are my favorite kind of trees. And it just looks nice in my opinion. So we're gonna turn that one off, so now we can see a full view. Okay, so first of all, I only do them by hand. Second of all, I always do them below some value. I think this time I'll do them below Y250. And I don't do them on streams, that's very important, but I'll do them anywhere else. So if you look here, I like it sometimes when the tree cuts into the ground there, and then so I'll do that, and then I'll only do below 45 degrees. And for intensity with trees is very important. Typically I like to use one of these ones that's quite large, so I can do big areas at once. Anything 20s is like medium, low is like under 20, very thick is going to be 30, and I think you saw in the picture 50 looks like that, which is just way too thick, so in my opinion. So I guess I'll start with some higher intensity areas, so like patches of really thick ones, so like 35. So now I'm going to drop it down to like 20. So now I'm drop it down to like 15. And basically fill everything else in. I think that should be good. So now, again, I'm going to do the same thing I just did. Click that. Only on sand. And delete. Okay, so that's it for the trees. So we'll turn that one off. So now onto rocks. For rocks, very simple. 8% intensity. Basically only on bare grass. And then below 25 degrees. Except on medium stream. Now it shouldn't put any on the sand. Yeah, because it's only on bare grass. Okay. So for rocks, small stream we're not using, river we're not using. Oh yeah, river stone slabs only. What this is it's literally a bunch of objects or schematics that are literally slabs. That's it. That's all they are. I made these slab schematics, and I have another one called River Stones Normal. This has stairs and like slabs. This one only has slabs. So what I do here is I do only on layer or terrain, custom, and then I find my gravel riverbed. And that's all those ones I did earlier. So that's all of these gray ones. And this is just going to put these everywhere. I can remove any of these selections because the gravel riverbed is only in the right places. It's already in the right places. So I think the intensity I did was around, if you look at this picture, you can see that's 50%. So I'm going to do around 25. And I'm just going to hit it. If you did it right, yeah, there should be some yellow that appears. Faint yellow. All over there. So that's it for that. So then River Stone's not using that one. Bushes might do this. Yeah, I'll do some of these. These are going to be the same as rocks, basically. 8%. At or above 6. No, wait. Only on bare grass. And then below 25. Whoops, I did the wrong one. That would not be good. Bushes. So now there's bushes, and when I go to export, so now it's very important that these are in the right order. So the last ones that happen are the grasses. Now I think I want trees to be before any of those ones, including bushes. Actually, wait, the trees can be above bushes and rocks because these are quite rare that they spawn, basically. These ones don't matter because they're separated. Actually, yeah, these need to come first, then the bushes and rocks, then any trees. This is another tree set that I'm not using this time, and then any plants. So that should be good. Export that. Okay, so now here I got it loaded with Distant Horizons mod. Fortunately, it doesn't work with shaders, but this is still absolutely ridiculous what this mod can do. Yeah, but here's the terrain. I've gone ahead and removed the sugarcane, so you won't see any of that. But you can just see so far. When you zoom in, it gets kind of weird because of the way the mod works, but when you're not zoomed in, it's absolutely incredible. Yeah, this is definitely one of the coolest mods I've ever seen. Like this is beyond crazy that this is even possible. See, all the way out there. It's still loading in too. My CPU's at 60% to do this. GPU's only at 30%. RAM's not even being like touched somehow. But this is beyond incredible what this mod is capable of.